Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, my beloved brothers and sisters. Today's message is not a light whisper. It's a serious call from above. If you're listening to this, it's not entertainment, it's a divine push. It's not just another reminder, it's a loud announcement in your soul. Allah has made something very clear to you. And now, it's time to act. No more delays, no more excuses. No more dragging your feet in matters that your soul already knows the answer to. You've been shown too much to pretend you don't know. You've been awakened too deeply to sleepwalk through your purpose again. You see, the problem isn't that you haven't heard the truth. The real issue is that you've been trying to delay it, contain it, or soften it, as if clarity was something to negotiate with. But when Allah makes something clear, it's not a suggestion. It's a command written in the folds of your life. That tug on your heart, that recurring thought you keep brushing off, that repeated sign, they're not random. They're instructions. You already know what He told you to leave. You already know what He told you to become. But the moment you understood what needed to change, 1,000 distractions started calling your name. You started saying maybe later, or I'll just wait for a sign. But what if the silence you feel now is not absence? It's the weight of clarity. And what if the heaviness you carry isn't confusion? It's the pressure of knowing exactly what you were created for, but not walking in it. Clarity is both a gift and a responsibility. When the fog lifts and you can finally see the path, that's not the time to pause. That's the time to walk, run, and commit. There is no more luxury in waiting for better timing. There's no such thing as someday, when the call of now is vibrating through your bones. The longer you stall, the more you train yourself to live beneath your calling. Allah doesn't give clarity to everyone. He reveals it to the ones He trusts. And you are one of them. That's why this video found you. That's why this message is echoing in your heart right now. You've been chosen to carry a clarity that others are still begging for. You've been gifted insight while others are stumbling in the dark. But that insight becomes a burden if you don't act. What you don't obey will eventually harden your heart. This is not about fear. It's about alignment. When you walk in what Allah has shown you, doors open without knocking. Strength appears where weakness lived. Peace becomes louder than anxiety. But if you delay, you'll start feeling the opposite: confusion, heaviness, and disconnection. That's not punishment. That's the natural consequence of stepping away from clarity. You've asked Allah for guidance. Now it's here. So the question is not, what should I do? It's, why haven't I done it yet? This is your turning point. This is the moment you stop romanticizing your potential and start walking in obedience. You don't need more signs. You don't need louder reminders. What you need is courage. Courage to break cycles. Courage to disappoint people who benefit from your confusion. Courage to leave behind the habits, environments, and comfort zones that keep you spiritually asleep. Because Allah has made it clear. And now, act. The moment Allah makes something clear to your heart, the clarity becomes a heavy burden, one you cannot ignore without consequence. Imagine standing at the edge of a door that has been opened just for you. On the other side is the life, the peace, and the purpose you've been searching for. Yet, you keep pacing back and forth, unsure whether to step through. That hesitation isn't by accident. It's a test of your faith, your willingness to surrender, your readiness to embrace the responsibility that comes with clarity. When divine clarity touches your soul, it stirs unrest. It's that uneasy feeling you get when you know something must change. But you keep telling yourself, maybe later, or I'm not ready yet. But here's the truth that many avoid. The longer you delay, the heavier the weight on your heart becomes. It's like carrying a secret that grows bigger every day, until it starts to crush you from the inside out. You might not want to admit it, but inside, you've felt this tension for a while. You've caught glimpses of what obedience looks like, yet the comfort of the familiar keeps pulling you back. The same people who urged you to settle, to compromise, to quiet your conscience, they're not the ones who will walk with you on this path, and that's okay. Because this journey isn't meant for everyone. It's meant for the chosen, those who hear the call and don't let it fade. Think about this. When Allah makes something clear, it's like He's handing you a map. But the map doesn't do the walking for you. The clarity is a gift, but it's also a responsibility to move forward. You can't just hold on to it like a treasure you don't know how to use. It's meant to guide your steps, not decorate your thoughts. There's a saying that fits perfectly here. Clarity without action is cruelty to the soul. When you know what you must do and don't do it, you start building walls around your heart. Walls made of regret, doubt, and missed opportunities. Those walls trap you in a prison of your own making, where peace becomes a distant memory. The funny thing is, many people don't realize how much power they give away by hesitating. You give power to fear, to doubt, and to excuses. You make your comfort zone bigger and your courage smaller. But here's the kicker. Your comfort zone is a lie. It only feels safe because it's familiar. But what if true safety lies on the other side of obedience? If you think about the prophets and the righteous ones throughout history, they all reached moments when clarity became urgent. When Allah made it clear, they acted immediately. They didn't wait for perfect conditions or full understanding. They moved because they trusted the one who revealed the truth. And that trust changed the course of their lives and the world. So, dear chosen one, the unrest you feel is not your enemy. It's a sign of awakening. It's the stirring of the soul preparing to rise. It's the whisper of your Creator saying, I have made it clear. Now it's your turn to respond. The longer you resist, the more your spirit aches. The more you delay, the louder that ache becomes. You might wonder, what if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not strong enough? Those questions will come, and that's normal. But remember, obedience doesn't require perfection. It requires willingness. It requires a heart ready to say, I may not understand it all, but I will follow. So stop waiting for a clearer sign. Stop bargaining with your soul. The time for action is now. The clarity you've been given is not a coincidence. It's a command. Your life is waiting on your obedience. Your peace is waiting on your surrender. And remember this, sometimes the hardest step is the first one. But it is also the step that changes everything. Fear and hesitation are two of the strongest barriers standing between you and the obedience Allah is calling you to. You might find yourself trapped in a cycle of thinking, overthinking, and procrastinating, telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet. But deep down, you know that delaying is a form of resistance. It's your soul's way of hiding from the weight of responsibility that clarity brings. And this is the moment where many chosen ones stumble, not because they lack faith, but because fear whispers lies so convincingly. Let's get real for a moment. How many times have you told yourself you need more time, more strength, or better circumstances before stepping forward? It's as if the obstacles outside your door are massive, and the courage inside you is a flickering candle trying to hold back the storm. But here's a witty truth. The longer you wait for perfect conditions, the more you train yourself to remain stuck. You become the prisoner of your own excuses, and the key to your freedom remains in your hand, unused. The thing about fear is that it thrives in silence and indecision. The longer you stay quiet, the louder it becomes. It feeds on your doubts and paints illusions of what-ifs that paralyze your spirit. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. And that's exactly what Allah is asking of you. Not perfection, not certainty, just willingness to act. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I disappoint Allah or myself? The answer is simple. Obedience isn't about flawless execution. It's about sincerity. Allah understands your struggles, your doubts, and your weaknesses. He isn't waiting for you to be perfect. He's waiting for you to be genuine. He loves when you try, even if you stumble. Remember, the greatest prophets were humans like you and me who obeyed despite fear and uncertainty. There's a powerful lesson hidden here. Delaying obedience under the guise of preparation is often just a way of avoiding discomfort. The truth is, discomfort is part of the process. Growth always comes with some level of unease. If you've been waiting to feel comfortable before obeying, you might never start. Here's a little witty reminder for you. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Trust that as you begin, clarity and strength will follow. Every step of obedience illuminates the next, and what seems impossible at first becomes your new normal. You may also have noticed that while you hesitate, life doesn't pause. The world moves on. Doors open and close. Moments pass. And with every delay, you risk missing the blessings that obedience brings. Allah's clarity is a divine gift, but gifts can lose their value if left unopened. So it's time to stop bargaining with your soul. Stop negotiating with fear. Stop convincing yourself that later is a safe place. The moment Allah made this clear to you is the moment your waiting should have ended. Look around you. Are you living the life that clarity promised? Or are you trapped in the stories you tell yourself about why now isn't the right time? The truth is, the right time is always now, when Allah has spoken clearly. The longer you stall, the more your heart aches with what could have been. But the good news is this. No matter how long you've waited, the door to obedience is still open, right now. All it takes is one sincere decision to step through. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to say yes to the clarity Allah has given you and start moving. Because clarity is useless without action, and action transforms clarity into reality. So, chosen one, are you ready to stop hiding behind fear and excuses? Are you ready to trust Allah enough to act on what He has made clear? The choice is yours, and the time is now. When you finally decide to act on what Allah has made clear, something powerful shifts inside your heart and your life. The heavy weight of hesitation begins to lift, and a new kind of peace takes its place. A peace deeper than anything the world can offer. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of divine alignment. It is the calm confidence of knowing you are walking in obedience, even if the path is still unfolding before your eyes. Imagine standing before a locked door you've been circling for years. You know what's on the other side: blessings, purpose, peace. But fear or doubt kept you pacing. The moment you finally turn the key and open that door, the air changes. The space you step into was prepared for you long before you knew it existed. That door didn't just open because of your strength. It opened because of your surrender. When you act, you are stepping into the flow of divine timing. Allah's clarity isn't just a mental realization. It's a spiritual activation. Every move you make in obedience resonates in the unseen realm. Angels are assigned to guide and protect you. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to appear. People who align with your purpose come into your life. The pieces you didn't understand suddenly start fitting together. But this shift requires more than just a single step. It requires perseverance. The initial act of obedience might feel like a leap into the unknown. You might still face difficulties. The path might not be smooth. However, the difference is in your heart. Now, you move with trust, knowing Allah has set the foundation for your steps. Even if the world around you is uncertain, your soul is anchored. Many fail to realize that obedience itself is the blessing. It's not just the reward that follows, but the act of submitting to what Allah has revealed that transforms you. The spiritual growth, the clarity, the inner peace, these all begin the moment you say, "Yes, I will act." Waiting for everything to be perfect before obeying is a trap that keeps you stagnant. Think about the stories of those who answered Allah's call. They didn't wait for flawless conditions or full understanding. They obeyed with what they had, imperfect, afraid, uncertain, but willing. And because of their obedience, doors opened that they never imagined. Their lives were transformed and their missions fulfilled. This is your story too, waiting to be written. There's a beautiful irony here. The very act that feels hardest, surrendering control and stepping forward, is what frees you from the chains of doubt and fear. You release yourself from the prison of hesitation and move into the freedom of divine purpose. It's like being given wings after years of feeling grounded. Now, consider this. Your obedience not only changes your life, but also affects the world around you. When you step into your purpose, you become a beacon for others. Your courage encourages those still waiting. Your faith inspires the doubtful. Your obedience breaks cycles that have held your family, your community, or even yourself captive for generations. So, chosen one, if you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you have been wondering if you have the strength, know this. The strength comes through obedience. It does not precede it. Take the first step even if your heart trembles. Move forward even if the path is unclear, because the clarity Allah gave you is a promise that He will carry you the rest of the way. Don't underestimate the power of the decision to act. This is the moment that transforms waiting into movement, doubt into faith, and fear into victory. You were never meant to stand still. The call is clear. The door is open. Now, walk through it. Delaying action after clarity comes with a heavy cost. When Allah makes something clear, ignoring it is like turning your back on the key to your own salvation. You might think that waiting will bring you a better moment, a clearer sign, or more strength. But the truth is this. Every season you spend hesitating is a season lost. Lost blessings, lost growth, lost peace. Those moments you spent stuck in fear or doubt are moments that could have been the start of something beautiful and transformative. You've already carried the weight of knowing what's right and not acting. Maybe you don't even realize it, but that weight presses on your heart and soul every day. It's the ache of missed opportunities and the silent sorrow of potential unrealized. You might find yourself restless, anxious, or feeling disconnected from your purpose because obedience isn't a one-time act. It's a continuous journey. The longer you resist moving forward, the heavier your soul becomes, and the more distant the peace you crave feels. Sometimes, it's easy to mistake Allah's patience for absence. You might think, He's waiting for me to be ready, or He hasn't closed the door yet. But patience is not indefinite permission to stay in the same place. It's a chance to repent, to reorient, and to obey before the moment closes. The silence you feel now might be the calm before the storm, a final invitation to act before the next phase of your life begins. If you ignore it again, the next trial may be harder, and the lessons more severe. But here's the mercy hidden in this warning. It's never too late. No matter how long you've delayed, Allah's door remains open to sincere repentance and obedience. The moment you decide to act, that burden begins to lift and healing begins to flow. You don't have to be perfect to step forward, you just have to be willing. And willingness is the first seed of change that Allah blesses and grows. Reflect for a moment on how many blessings have been paused simply because you hesitated. How many opportunities did you let slip away because you were waiting for the right time that never came? How many prayers went unanswered because you were not ready to obey the answer? It's a hard truth, but it's also a hopeful one because now that you see this, you have the power to change your story. Now, as we come to the close of this message, remember, Allah's clarity is a divine gift that carries a sacred responsibility. The message you've heard is not just meant to inspire, it is meant to move you to action. You have been chosen, and with that choice comes the honor and the duty to obey what has been made clear to you. There is no longer room for hesitation or delay. Your soul knows this truth deep down, even if your mind struggles to accept it. The journey ahead might not be easy, but you are not alone. Allah promises to be with those who obey Him, guiding each step and providing strength in times of weakness. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will become stepping stones on the path He has prepared for you. Your willingness to act, even imperfectly, opens doors to blessings beyond what you can imagine. It's natural to feel fear, doubt, or uncertainty. But do not let these feelings paralyze you. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. When you choose obedience, you align yourself with the divine will, and that alignment brings peace that surpasses all understanding. Let this moment be the turning point. Let the clarity Allah has granted you ignite a fire in your heart that cannot be extinguished by fear or delay. Step forward with faith, knowing that Allah's support surrounds you and His mercy covers your imperfections. As promised, I want to close with a heartfelt prayer for you. My dear chosen one, O Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, grant us the strength to obey your clear commands without hesitation. Soften our hearts to receive your guidance and courage to act upon it. Remove from us all fear and doubt that keep us from fulfilling our divine purpose. Fill our lives with your light and blessings as we walk the path you have made clear to us. Protect us from the whispers of procrastination and distraction and keep us steadfast in our faith and actions. Guide us to be among those who answer your call swiftly and sincerely. Ameen. May this prayer be a source of strength and comfort as you step into the calling Allah has set before you. Remember, chosen one, you are not alone. The one who made it clear will never leave your side. Now is your time to act.